welcome to A League of Her Own. It's Caroline here, and today I'm joined by Harriet Waley Cohen, who is an incredible speaker and coach, and I'm going to be picking her brains all about coaching. Harriet, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, it's really lovely to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, our pleasure. So Harriet, to kick off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your coaching business?
Okay, so I'm a speaker and I'm also a coach. I'm trained in women's leadership coaching and also in health and wellbeing coaching. And then on a more personal level, I'm the mother of two gorgeous boys, and I also have a very cute, fluffy puppy who has exactly the same hair as me.
Your third baby.
She is. She's my third baby. Yeah.
They are so cute, aren't they? Even though they rule the roost.
Yeah. So in my coaching, I work with women. I coach women, and the kind of women who come to me, on the outside, life looks absolutely amazing. And in fact, if you looked at their social media profile, you would think that they've absolutely got it all. You know, they live in an amazing home. Oh, look at my beautiful sitting room. You know, those kind of pictures, very busy social life, probably in a good relationship, amazing career. It's the kind of women where you think, you know, she's got it all, except what I tend to find with the women who come to me is that on the inside they feel completely overwhelmed, like it's all going to go wrong at any minute. And they also have quite a lot of self-doubt. So they might not feel confident in themselves, they might not like themselves, especially with a lot of women. I hear they don't like their bodies. And kind of to match up this really shiny outside with how they're feeling on the inside, I see often quite a lot of destructive habits in between. So it could be just, you know, those quick hit internet shopping fixes, you know, buying lipsticks at lunchtime. There was one lady who came to one of my talks who had over 500 quick fix lipsticks in her drawer at home. Yeah, but then I often see women who are drinking too much or too often, or both, inappropriate relationships, and comfort eating as well is a big one. You know, cake, crisps, or whatever. You know,
all the good but bad stuff.
Exactly, and the thing is, those destructive habits just take women even further away from feeling amazing. And really, if I summed up what I do for women in my coaching, is that I show women how to get on their own side again. I show them how to be in complete partnership with themselves, and that makes them really confident and full of self-esteem. Very importantly, it makes them physically and emotionally really well, but also fulfilled and happy and energetic and balanced, which, you know, really important things. And for that real high-flying woman who feels actually she doesn't deserve it and it's all about to fall apart, that's a brilliant place to get to.
Absolutely. And how on earth did you get into this? Because, you know, it's a very niche topic that you're doing.
Yeah.
What made you think about getting into it? And then how did you start that process and that journey?
Well, interestingly, before I trained professionally as a coach, I'd been mentoring young women with drug and alcohol problems for over 10 years. I'm now... Today in 2017, I'm over 15 years in recovery from addictions myself. And so from only, you know, a year or so into my journey, I've started mentoring other young women. So I had an experience already of helping people to turn their lives around with really good tools and processes, and with real support and love and guidance and understanding, and saw the kind of changes that could make. And in the background, you know, whilst all that was going on, you know, I got married, I had children, I left my banking career, and then I also, back in 2012, I left my marriage as well for, you know, reasons we don't need to go into. And I wanted to create a business where I was helping people to change their lives, but where I could also be the kind of mother that I really want to be. And a friend of mine, actually, who I'd had for many years, started doing this qualification in health and wellbeing coaching. And I just thought that looks really interesting. And it was an online course, but very well supported with, you know, tutorials and support groups and tutors and all that kind of thing. And a proper year-long course, not one of these weekend coaching courses and then you can change people's lives forever. It was a really proper, in-depth course. And I decided to do it, and absolutely loved it. And then went, right, okay, I'm gonna need to launch a business here now.
Now it all begins.
Exactly. And then a few years down the line, having got that very much up and running, and my speaker profile was going up and up, I took on a new training as in women's leadership coaching, that just felt like a fantastic add-on to what I was already doing around health and well-being.
So I've seen that you offer a couple of things, don't you? You have you do workshops, you do, as we've talked about in the video for the league, a lot of public speaking and VIP days. So what, for a non-coach person, what is the difference between all those?
Okay, so I would say that my evening talks or my workshops, that's like an entry level experience where somebody might think, yeah, I really like the idea of learning about emotional well-being or confidence or body confidence, some of the things I do put on events on. And then they'd come along to that and then get to know me a bit and think, actually, yes, this is someone who might be able to help me with a broader range of things. And then we would have a call and then I would explain to them the different coaching options. So I do have a Kickstarter package, which is a 3-month, 6-session package. And then I have a total transformation package, which is 12 hours of coaching over somewhere between 3 to 6 months. And that is absolute transformational rocket fuel. That, I mean, you know, the other one is also fantastic. It's a really good starting point. But if people want really deep, long-lasting changes, then that, you know, 12-session package is brilliant. And then I do offer a VIP day as well, because sometimes people think actually what they want is to have a whole day for themselves where they can really deep dive into the one thing that's not working for them at the moment. And then I'll bring in from each of my other packages the most powerful tools and processes that I think will help them the most on that day. And then they leave, and of course it's quite a tiring day, but it's hugely transformational. And because it's that deep dive immersion, you know, over an hour, of course you can get a lot done, but when you've got 6 or 7 hours, that's when you can really take a step back from life and deeply go into whatever it is that, you know, could be relationship or career or health or something that someone thinks, actually, I really need to get on top of this.
And it sounds like a great idea to have the different options because, as you say, people are drawn to different things. And, you know, some people might prefer that day of immersion and some people might prefer just coming along to that workshop, just seeing how it feels. Because it is such, I think with coaching, you know, you're going to be opening up to somebody. So I guess the rapport and the relationship that they have with you is so important. So that workshop is an important way for them to be able to come and interact with you and learn and get to connect with you on a more informal, relaxed level without maybe that commitment of, say, a VIP day.
Exactly.
So it sounds like a great way for people to taste in a way.
Exactly. And the same thing with all the online videos and live streaming that I do, and my private group, which is completely free, is that people can start to get to know you. And then once they feel they've got to know you, then they say, oh, okay, well, I would, you know, I'll give up a day to go to a body confidence immersion day with this group of other women. And then they might think, actually, I really love her style and I've got to know her, and actually the work I've done with her has really worked, and I want some more, you know, intense one-on-one help now. And you know, it's that classic business funnel thing, isn't it? There's different ways that people come into the top and different paths that they take that take them to different places as well. But it's just knowing what kind of journeys people like to take to get from A to B, really.
And you mentioned there, like, your private Facebook group. How important has it been doing things like that and Facebook Lives and social media in growing your coaching business and, you know, connecting with your ideal customers?
Very important. I don't think it's that people want a piece of me, but they want to get to know me. And I've seen it happen that someone will end up on my newsletter list. Maybe they've come to one of my talks, or they've signed up through my website. And then they've come along to a talk, and then they've joined my Facebook group, and then they've come along to something else, and then suddenly they've taken up my special offer for coaching, and then they've bought a VIP package. So it's that thing with coaching, because it's very personal, and also to some extent it is a crowded market space. There's a lot of coaches out there. People really want to know, who am I getting involved with? Who am I handing my money over to? And can they genuinely help me? And the more that I've put myself out there and said, look, this is who I am. Yes, I've got a puppy with a honky pig toy, and they get to know my personality, but also the kind of wisdom that I share in the very personal way that I share it. And they go, yeah, actually, this is someone who can definitely help me. So I think it's not to say that a coach who went, all right, that's it, I'm going to ignore social media, can't be a success. But it just depends on the kind of person that is your ideal customer. And I know that my ideal client She does want to feel like she's part of a community, and she does want to, check in with me in terms of live content and knowing what I'm up to and what my thoughts are. She wants that.
And so you're giving it to her.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly, right?
So Harriet, have you got any final tips? If somebody's looking at becoming a coach and they're thinking, I absolutely want to do that, that's where my heart is, that's what I'm passionate about. Have you got any tips for them to encourage and motivate them?
Absolutely. I think two things. First of all, have some coaching yourself, if you haven't already, from a really good coach, so that you understand what the coaching journey is like. Be on the other side of it and know that actually that's something you want to deliver for other people. Because if you haven't been coached yourself, how on earth do you know that that's something you want to deliver, and really understand what the process is like? And secondly, do get a qualification that's worth its salt, because at the end of the day, people do want reassurance that you know what you're doing. And there's so many people who think, oh yeah, I'll just become a coach. But actually coaching is not just telling. There's a difference between a coach and a mentor. There's a difference between a coach and a teacher. Having that training in being able to ask very powerful questions, to really tap into your intuition, to know what is the right thing to ask at the right moment, and all kinds of different skills. It is a skill. It's not something that you can just get up and do, really. And to know that if you're launching your own business as a coach, it's hard work. It's like launching any business. You clients don't just flock towards you, and you do have to, in order to stand out from the rest, be able to say, how am I different from everyone else? And for me, that's been about being willing to absolutely share my personal story, and not everyone might be willing to do that. And so you have to really think quite carefully. How would you market yourself? How do you make yourself stand out? What would your training be? And all that kind of thing. Far more than just, oh yeah, I could help people. People come to me for advice. It's very different than that.
Yeah. That is such amazing advice. Thank you so much. Now, Harriet, if people want to find out more about you and about your coaching packages, where will they find you?
They should come to my website, which is harrietwaleycohen.com, and there's a whole section on coaching as well as a whole section on speaking, so they can just come and get in touch with me through my website, or even just come along to one of my talks and get to see what that's about.
Amazing. Harriet, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.